Yo. So, are you gonna come out to lunch with us or what?
Don't you have anything more to say than that, Koda? Get your ass up. Come on. Matsune's really not in the mood to deal with your shit today.
I'll just eat lunch here, okay?
Huh? You're giving us lip now? I guess you won't be needing this stuff then.
We told you to get your ass up, you little slut. Oh, maybe you've started fucking guys on your lunch break now?
You're out here living the dream, aren't you?
Enough! Get your ass up!
What's the fucking holdup, Koda? You should be thanking us for even inviting you to come.
So slow. I can't fucking stand you.
Well, damn. So much for my appetite. You guys are making me sick.
Hey, who the fuck said that? We're making you sick, huh? You guys talking about us?
You see anyone else being assholes? Of course he's talking about you.
Yeah, I've about had it with you punks. This shit's getting old.
The fuck?
Ganging up on the same girl day after day make you feel real big?
Unfucking believable that it takes 3 of them to do the job.
Seriously, you guys? You're taking Koda's side here? You know she's just a whore, right?
You okay, Koda-san? Just ignore these losers.
How low can you go? Calling someone a whore isn't gonna win you any points.
Right? Let's hear it for the picture of purity over here.
What the hell? Hey!
She can dish it, but she can't take it. Hope the boys are watching.
What?
What the fuck, man? If you want to talk shit, say it to my face.
What part of this don't you understand?
Yeah. You know what, guys? It's true. You guys just need to leave her alone.
He's right. He's totally right. What's your problem with her anyway?
Yeah, Koda didn't do anything wrong, guys.
Exactly. So back off Koda-san already.
Stop acting like little punks. Get the hell out of here.
When you guys going to lunch, go choke on a chopstick.
Oh, how does it feel now?
Just get going, would you?
Yeah. Toss them out.
What in the hell is going on here?
Matsu. Fuck this.
Yeah. Let's just go.
Fuck it.
Wow. I've never seen those kids band together like that.
They all knew what was going on in there now. It can be hard to speak up even when you know something happening right in front of you is wrong. Not so different from adults, right?
Yagami-san, was everything we just witnessed part of your plan?
It's just psychology. There's this concept called the bystander effect. According to the psychologists, when a person witnesses an incident, there's 3 things that run through their mind if other people are in the vicinity. 1, if no one else acts, it must not be urgent. 2, if no one else acts, I don't have to take action either. And 3, if I take action alone, I'll embarrass myself. The result? Everybody stands there and nobody takes action. I just figured if I could get even one person to step up and raise their voice, it would spur the rest of them to push past their inability to act. Penguins are the same way. You ever seen a flock of them hesitating to take a leap into the sea? One takes the first plunge and the others all start following after him.
The first penguin, you say? It's a fascinating term for a display of bravery. I've heard it said that overseas in America, the first penguin is a symbol of respect.
So for Yagami-shi, that would mean your voice was the first penguin in that classroom.
I can't say for certain this resolved your bullying problem, but here's hoping it's at least a good first step.
They're gone. You should be safe from them for a while.
What do you say we monitor the situation for now? Might not be wise for adults to intervene just yet.
I suppose your plan has worked out for the better. But it should be teachers and administrators handling these matters, not detectives.
You know what? I couldn't agree more.
Then if you'll excuse me.
Oh, come on, man. Lighten up a little. You didn't have to rub it in her face.
You know what she thinks? She thinks we're some bums off the street trying to meddle in academic affairs.
Well, then, I apologize on her behalf. But Yagami-san, that was some magic you worked there. Hard to admit this at my age, but I learned quite a bit from what you did.
I wouldn't go that far.
Good stuff, Yagami-san.
Naturally. I knew you would deliver.
Huh? Sorry, I have to take this. Hey, this is Yagami.
This is Shirosaki. Do you have a minute?
Sure.
I have a rather urgent request for you. It concerns a trial we've been involved with.
Listen, Sari-san, I'm a little busy. I don't know if I can take a rush job at the moment. We aren't even in Kamurocho right now. Actually, I'm in Yokohama.
Really? That's interesting.
I'm helping Sugiura out with a case for his new agency. We're on site right now. At Seiryo High School. Sari-san? You there?
Seiryo High? Somewhere near Ijincho? Is that the school?
Have you heard of it?
A college-age student teacher from that school went missing about 2 months ago. It was all very sudden.
Huh. I think I heard something about that, actually.
He himself was a Seiryo High graduate. He'd returned to his alma mater to finish his teaching credential.
Just a sec. How do you know so much about this?
The teacher's name is Hiro Mikoshiba, and his body was discovered a few days ago. They found him in one of Ijincho's abandoned buildings.
Huh?
The body was badly decomposed, but Kanagawa police have just released his identity. Moments ago, in fact.
Moments ago?
This gonna end today?
Thing is, someone else knew Mikoshiba was dead, before the police even confirmed it. A sex offender, Akihiro Ehara. I defended him in court. The day Mikoshiba disappeared, Ehara was arrested at the station for groping. He's also an active duty officer.
So you're saying he committed the murder too?
No. The victim was still alive while Ehara was at the station in Tokyo committing sexual battery. He was caught and arrested on the spot. And he's been in jail for the 2 months since.
So if I have this right, he has an alibi for the murder?
Right. But there's more to it. A few days ago, someone lit flares at the location of Mikoshiba's body. It obviously couldn't have been Ehara, so I suspect that's the real culprit. But whoever that is somehow connected to Ehara.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no other way he could have known about the body.
Exactly. There's clearly more to Ehara than an officer-turned-groper. More than likely, he's an accomplice to murder.
Okay. So do we have a motive?
4 years ago, Ehara's only son hung himself in their home. He was a student at Seiryo High at the time. And the way Ehara sees it, his death was the result of bullying at the hands of his classmate, Mikoshiba.
You mean it's revenge? In that case, could he possibly have hired someone else to kill the guy in his stead?
It's highly likely. As for my request, I'd like to see what you can find out. Mikoshiba's murder is too suspicious. Up until today, I wrote Ehara off as just another train groper. But he got arrested for that on the exact day that Mikoshiba was killed. It can't be a coincidence.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better alibi than being arrested for a different crime, right? Otherwise, the cops would have pinned him as suspect number one.
But groping as an alibi? Why go to all that trouble? There had to have been a better way than that. I'm worried. As his attorney, I have to admit there's a chance Ehara planned this, which means I've made a critical oversight. Even worse, I let a misguided court issue a verdict. I can't allow that to stand. I need to reconsider both the harassment and the murder, because I think the truth is these cases are one and the same.
All right. Well, what can I do for you?
Can you see if anyone at Seiryō High will talk about Mikoshiba? Right now, we need more information. And the first thing we should focus on is how and why he disappeared. That could give us a lead.
So, does this mean you're hiring me?
It does. Consider it an official request, if you would.
Okay, I'm on it. No better feeling than when the jobs line up perfectly.
Ijincho, Yokohama. A harbor town where rotting secrets rarely stay uncovered. The deceased was a student teacher who had vanished from a high school Yagami was investigating. Yet the linchpin to this case, a police officer named Ehara, was arrested for a different crime, a train groping that shocked the nation. Upon hearing the verdict, Ehara gave the court an ominous revelation: that the son he had lost was avenged.
Before I go all in, can we go over the defendant's profile? That way I'll have something to work with.
Sure. Akihiro Ehara, age 53, senior officer with Tokyo PD, convicted of sexual battery. He'd been stationed in Shinjuku and lived alone in Tokyo. That is, until his arrest.
Lived alone? Unmarried then?
His wife moved to Yokohama without him 7 years ago, when their son Toshiro started at Seiryō High. Toshiro-kun ended up taking his life in his 3rd year. That's 4 years ago, if you're counting.
And the couple never reconciled, huh?
Apparently his wife wanted nothing to do with him from that point on. That's it for personal details.
All right.
As for the charge, Ehara's maintained his innocence. We've had no luck getting him to budge. Mind you, the prosecution has plenty against him. Security camera surveillance, eyewitness footage, even trace evidence gathered on scene.
The same footage the media was plastering on TV?
Yes, although some of it was edited for privacy or length, but it painted a clear enough picture.
Hard to dispute something you can see right in front of you.
True.
And what about when they handed down the verdict? Ehara flew off the handle or something?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Your Honor, in a warehouse, about 3 days ago, a body turned up in Yokohama. The body belongs to a guy named Hiro Mikoshiba. 4 years ago, this man took my son from me by driving him to commit suicide.
Ehara seemed convinced that Mikoshiba had bullied his son, and to get his justice, he even took Seiryō High to court. However, the court ruled against him, claiming there was no substantial evidence of bullying. I still need to dig into the court record of that case to see if there's anything of value.
Sounds like I'm on deck then. I've got someone involved in the case right in front of me.
Who?
The chairman of Seiryō High himself.
Are you talking about me?
I don't know how you pull these things off, Yagami-san. But let me give you a word of caution.
I'm listening.
Mikoshiba's murder hasn't been made public yet, so please don't go around talking about it. especially at his school. The Kanagawa police will investigate the school soon enough. And if they find out everyone already knows...
They'd show us the door, lock it behind them, and probably charge us with obstruction.
Exactly. Oh, and before I send you Mikoshiba's photo, there's one last thing you should know.
What's that?
Ehara's ruling was the day before yesterday. That means we only have 13 more days to potentially file an appeal. If we don't make our move, Ehara will walk out of court with a sex offense charge and a minor slap on the wrist. And once his case is closed, it would take a miracle to get it reopened, even if there had been a critical oversight.
Right.
I'm sorry to give you a time limit instead of a viable solution.
Don't worry. I'll have to make do. For now, let's just keep in touch.
Thanks, and good luck.
Yo, what was that about?
Sorry. Give me one more sec. Actually, Kaito-san, can I fill you in later? I need to get some answers from the chairman.
Hmm? May I help you with something, Yagami-san?
You sure can. Only thing is, where to start? Remember how you told me about a student teacher went missing?
Oh,
This is him, right? Hiro Mikoshiba.
How do you have that photo? But yes, that's him.
I'd like to ask a bit about him in relation to a separate investigation.
What is it you need to know? Did something happen to him?
I'm afraid I can't give you any details. This request comes from a very close colleague. I'm sure you understand. It's a matter of detective-client privilege. I know that isn't much consolation. But if it's any comfort, I would never disclose anything about your case either.
But don't you see? Mikoshiba-kun was officially reported missing. Please, can you tell me something?
I promise. I'll tell you everything I can when I can. But for now, let me ask the questions.
Very well. Go ahead.
I'll start with the basics. Mikoshiba-kun was a graduate here, correct? And that's why he came back to train as a teacher?
That's correct.
How long was he supposed to be here?
3 weeks, originally. He'd nearly finished his time with us. But one day he simply stopped coming. It was as if all was well, then suddenly he was gone. Or at least that's how I'd heard it.
Were you two not that close?
No. We'd had barely exchanged a word since he arrived.
Wasn't there a pretty dark rumor about Mikoshiba-kun 4 years back? Something about how he drove a student to suicide?
You mean what was dredged up online? Yes, I'm aware of it. However, in the subsequent lawsuit, that rumor was put to rest. The court found no evidence of bullying.
But you had your doubts, didn't you? So you called on us to take a deeper look.
Well, yes. But let's not get confused. The tragedy from 4 years ago does weigh on us. But we've washed our hands of the matter.
Well, you say that, yet I can't help circling back to the same question. Why would the head of a school hire detectives to monitor his students in secret? Potentially even out of pocket?
Well, for one thing, it would reflect poorly on our institution were I to openly suspect our students. Then there's the issue of bullying being recorded and shared online. You know what kind of firestorm that can cause. I should mention, I'm the one who takes the fall for it. My own privacy be damned. So of course I would opt for secrecy.
That's fair. But what that still doesn't answer is why this is happening now.
I'm not sure I follow.
Could this be what riled you up?
But this is...
This is footage of Akihiro Ihara 2 months ago, captured up in Tokyo. The man was an active duty police officer, so of course it made the rounds in the media. But you already knew all that. After all, he's the one who sued your school on account of what his son endured here, bullying that led to suicide.
Well, that's... undeniable.
And now that he's in the spotlight, any more problems at Serio would lead people to start connecting the dots. The police would dig up that suicide in no time, regardless of whatever the court had ruled. They might even reach the conclusion you had covered the whole thing up. I get the feeling that's why we're really here, to prevent another mess on your hands.
Oh, I see now. Our job's to sniff out any bullying, then you sweep it under the rug.
That's simply not true. At least, that wasn't my intention.
You sure about that? The thought never even crossed your mind?
Perhaps it did. The scenario you described was painfully accurate. Every time I saw Ihara-san on TV, I'd grow sick with worry that it could all boil over on us here at any moment.
I can assure you, Chairman, I'm not here to cause any trouble. I only want to learn about Mikoshiba-kun.
In that case, you should speak with Sawa-sensei. She was his teaching mentor.
Her? Great. Just my luck.
See? I told you we should have stayed on her good side.
How was I supposed to know?
So, would you like me to call her back here?
No, thanks. I should go see her myself. Do a bit of smoothing over.
In that case, you may want to go downstairs and see if she's in the faculty room. She should still be on lunch.
Perfect. I've got another chance to shoot my shot.
Sorry, Kaito-san, but I'm fielding this one alone. Tsukumo, you guys can clear out too.
What? You're benching all of us? Just like that?
I don't understand the meaning of this, Yagamishi.
If I had time to explain, I would. Just trust me on this for now.
I'm sorry. Did you need something, sir?
Oh, is Sawa-sensei here?
She should be back shortly. May I ask who's waiting for her?
Well, no one's special, really. I just need to have a quick word with her is all. Maybe you could tell me where her desk is?
It's right over there. The one with all the English books.
Thank you.
Suspicious. Suspicious.
What are you doing here? I thought you'd have gone by now.
Yes, well, I need to ask you a couple things.
Such as?
Such as how close you were to Hiro Mikoshiba.
What?
I heard from Chairman Okuda you were mentoring him as a teacher. I believe this was 2 months ago?
Why do you, of all people, want to know?
Did you notice anything unusual before he disappeared? Any sign of trouble he might have had?
I can't say for sure. He just stopped showing up one day. Really, that's all I know.
Is that really all you can tell me? Nothing jogging the memory?
I said that's all.
You know what, let's start over. Why don't we talk about him as a student? You were already a teacher here by then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Back when a student here committed suicide, there were rumors online about how it could have been caused by bullying. And Mikoshiba-kun's name came up as one of the potential bullies.
Yes, but those were just rumors.
So he wasn't involved in any teasing?
I teach English, and that's what I was focused on. So as far as I knew, Mikoshiba-kun was a good student with solid grades back then. And during his time in training, I was under the impression he got along with the students just fine.
He's not the type to bully, then?
I would say no.
Then why would those rumors exist in the first place?
You're asking the wrong person. Four years ago, the court determined this school was not responsible for a bullying-related suicide.
You mean Ahara-san's lawsuit? The father of the student who died and an officer in Tokyo? He was arrested the other day. Well, I'm sure you've seen the news.
Yes, but what of it? What exactly is the point you're trying to make here?
I believe Ahara-san still thinks his son killed himself because of Mikoshiba-kun.
Let me ask you something, Yagami-san.
By all means.
What are you trying to accomplish? Didn't you finish this whole business with the chairman? If that wasn't enough, you got security called on you. You clearly have zero regard for anyone here. You should have had the sense to leave long before now.
Believe me, once I learn what I need about Mikoshiba-kun, I'm gone.
In that case, you've already got everything you need from me.
One last question. You and the chairman both mentioned how Mikoshiba-kun got along with the students here. Anyone in particular that he was close to?
The kids in the basketball club? Mikoshiba-kun was in that club back when he was a student. Apparently he was showing up to their practices.
The basketball club. That includes the gang from before, right?
Yes. They all spent quite a bit of time with him.
All right. With that, I'll get out of your hair. Appreciate your time, Matt. Sawa-sensei.
Just a minute!
Kaito-san, you there? Tell me you're still on campus.
Why? You suddenly decide you need me after all?
Man, don't be like that.
You enjoy playing teacher's pet with Sawa-sensei?
You mean, did I enjoy getting eviscerated by her? She hates my guts at this point. That aside, I did get some interesting intel, and that's where you come in.
Huh? What for?
I want to find those bullies in the basketball club. Think you can fly the pigeon for me?
So I do have a purpose. Ain't that something? All right then, it's drone time.
Thanks. I'll start scoping out the gymnasium.